Should you learn many techniques or just a few? Yeah, depends, as usual. So I would say that if your main focus is in sparring or competition fighting, that's one reason to learn just a few techniques. You only need few techniques in there because your main focus should be in tactics. And in order to apply the tactics, you can just do maybe one technique for each tactic. That's the bare minimum. You can't go lower for sure. So in competition fighting, concentrate on learning the key techniques, what you want to use, and then tie each one of those techniques into some kind of tactic in there. So you don't need much. The other thing is if you are constrained in time, so it's much better to perfect a few select techniques, or at least be very good with those before learning new techniques. So if you try to learn many techniques at the same time, that will take a lot of time, of course, and you won't be able to apply any of those. So the key idea is to learn a couple of things first and then more later. So totally depends on what you want to have in there. What is this room? It's kind of a lower room with the kind of gun port in there. Interesting. Okay. But then if you want to have a broad understanding of sword fighting, then of course as soon as possible, and if you can put in time commitment, you should be learning as many tactics and techniques as you possibly can. Starting from the basics, sure, but then later applying the finesse or the small differences into those that make different styles and for different situations. So for me it's maybe more interesting to learn more tactics and techniques than concentrate on select few. And this is, by the way, that divides different fighters, because if you are a tournament fighter, you tend to select few techniques which work for you or have been working for you, and you keep those techniques and keep doing those until they don't work anymore. And then maybe you will learn something new. But if you're a technical fighter, your approach is different because you're trying to learn new stuff in order to apply and try that out in competitive environment, meaning that the thing for you is the next new thing to learn. And you are not necessarily trying to optimize for any specific technique in that, but you are going along and kind of going in circles, maybe in spiral, that you start from somewhere and then you come back in a different way, and you have this rising spiral. So the same technical things will come again and again, but every time you are more proficient with those. So that in that case, definitely start on the road of learning new techniques and tactics and try to apply those. But for tournament fighting, yeah, few key techniques and that's it, and then you focus on those. That's how you get to be a good tournament fighter. So it's a selection you can think about. Of course you can move around with these two extremes, and as you practice more and more, I think both can be interesting. I was a tournament fighter originally, heavily focused on winning and had just a few techniques, but then later on it became a little bit boring, so I started to learn new stuff. So it's up to you.